Is this season Jimmy Butler's last shot at winning an NBA championship? The Miami Heat are back in action tomorrow. What's up, Heat fans? Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Before we get started, you guys, take a moment, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Before we start rocking and rolling on another Miami Heat Talk adventure, I noticed you noticed a different shirt with my face on it. This is actually my music band. We're called Soulful, S-O-F-L. These are my boys from high school. We used to be like in a music group. I guess you can call it a boy band. But we've been drifted apart for the last 15 years. We recently reconnected and we've been releasing a few songs out in YouTube. So if you guys, if you like R&B, pop music, a little bit of hip hop, check us out. And for the trolls and haters that like to bash my channel also, go ahead, have some fun. The more the merrier. Again, it's S-O-F-L. We're 5 guys. I believe what we're doing is pretty good. So if you like some good sounding tracks, go ahead and check it out. Our newest single, Alive, was released a few days ago. That's been getting great momentum on YouTube. So really appreciate you guys to check that out. Now, I'm not here to talk about my music group. You see the shirt. But I'm here to talk about some Miami Heat basketball action. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you guys, the Miami Heat are back in action tomorrow. We've been off for like the past week and a half. Really good rest for our players, especially Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler posted on IG working out. So that tells me he will be available for tomorrow's game. Now, nothing is set in stone. The moment I'll get injury updates, I will let you guys know. As I've mentioned before, don't expect Josh Richardson to play. Terry Rozier is questionable. Now, we're on a West Coast trip starting the second half of the season. You got 4 games. 3 of them are pretty tough. You got the Pelicans tomorrow. You got the Sacramento Kings on Monday. So a nice little break after the game against the Pelicans. Then you got a second night of a back-to-back against the Blazers next Tuesday. And then ending the rematch next Thursday. The NBA Finals rematch, the Miami Heat against the Denver Nuggets. I think if the Heat are able to go 2-2, 3-1 during this trip, it's going to be a huge success. It's going to be a challenge, I'll tell you that. This is the West Coast trip. These are some dangerous teams, except for Portland. But you never know. You got to treat every game as a must-win situation. The Heat are 7th seed, tied for the 8th with Orlando. You're 3 games down from the 3rd seed. You got to win some games now. Like, it's no time to be losing. And this is the question that I posed earlier. Because we got 27 games left in the second half of the season, you guys. So I know exactly what's going to happen. We are preparing to see Jimmy Butler's best basketball performance. It usually comes in the second half of the season. Now, look, I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of people question Jimmy Butler's drive, Jimmy Butler's hustle during the first half of the season. It's like from October to January, the guy doesn't want to play basketball. But then towards the second half of the year, he ramps it up. And I believe it's for 2 reasons, you guys. First and foremost, it looks like Jimmy Butler doesn't give a crap about individual accolades. We've seen that many times. It was highlighted a lot during the playoffs last year. He just wants to win an NBA championship. He doesn't care about all-stars. He doesn't care about first NBA selections. He doesn't care about, winning awards. He don't care about that. He wants to win a championship. He's never won a championship in his collegiate career. So now he wants the NBA title. The second reason, staying on the first reason, is that he just doesn't want to be chosen for the All-Star game. He doesn't want to be selected. The last time Jimmy Butler was selected in the All-Star game was 2022. And if you noticed, on the look of his face, didn't want to be there. I don't really think that's the thing. But the second reason, which I feel is the most important reason, for those basketball fans that have watched documentaries of players that have won multiple championships, especially that have gone back-to-back or years straight, like the Chicago Bulls, the LA Lakers, the Boston Celtics, the Detroit Pistons, you hear it from all the documentaries. When a team plays from October to June in consecutive years, it takes a toll on the body. It does a lot of damage to the body. So I feel Jimmy Butler, once the offseason comes and towards the beginning of the season, he doesn't really go 100% because he wants to save his best performance for the second half of the year. Now, at the same time, Jimmy Butler just turned 34 years old. So we know that at this stage of his career, he's coming to the final years of his prime. Now, we don't know when his prime is going to end, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, his prime's going to end at 35. Well, I'm seeing a LeBron James out there at 39 years old dominating people. Now, I understand LeBron's a different beast, but I would put Jimmy Butler in that same category. He takes care of his body. He eats right. He makes sure that he's getting everything he needs. Why can't Jimmy Butler prolong his career to 36, 37? I don't see a reason why, barring injury. You know, if Jimmy keeps himself healthy, I don't see a reason why he can continue this performance moving forward. However, there's a lot of people questioning what's happening with Jimmy Butler this year. There's a lot of people questioning what's going to happen with him in the future. He's got a possible contract extension that he can negotiate with the Heat this offseason. Are the Heat going to do that? Are the Heat going to hold back? There's a lot of questions going on. Now, you got to look at this season. With Jimmy Butler, you got to take every year as the opportunity. I've said it before, you guys, and I'll say it again. This season, the Miami Heat can win the NBA championship. I know a lot of people are not agreeing, but these are the same people that doubted Miami last year. And look what the hell happened last year. I know I don't want to use last season as a point for this year. That was last year. But at the end of the day, I've said it before, and I will continue to say it every day. We have the best playoff performer in Jimmy Butler. You got the best coach in Eric Spoelstra. You got one of the best two-way players in Bam Adebayo. You got three guys that can hold down the fort. And we got a group of dogs with those three guys that can help us win. The main thing, and you hear this everywhere, Tim Hardaway said it, all the journalists say it, we've said it here before, especially in the Miami Heat roundtable. Health is the biggest thing with this team. Every year since LeBron James has left us in 2014, every single damn year, we are hampered by injuries. It's the LeBron curse. I've said it before and I'll always say it. LeBron left us 10 years ago. We have not had a healthy season since then. This can be the year, full circle, 10 years after LeBron's left us. I pray and I hope that this is the first time the Miami Heat are fully healthy, because fully healthy, this Miami Heat team can win an NBA championship. You got to put the correct lineup together. You got to make sure that this roster is fresh, and you got to make sure that your matchups are the best going into every playoff round. Sometimes you're going to have to go big. Sometimes you can play small. Sometimes you can give guys certain minutes. Some guys you can't play certain guys. That's the great thing about this team. We're not a one-trick pony show. We have multiple players that can do multiple things. One night you'll have Nikola Jovic out there starting, dropping 24 points. Another night you'll have Jaime Jaquez coming off the bench giving you 30. And any given night, many of these Miami Heat players can drop 30 on you. That's the dangerous part about this team. We just got to get everything together. I'm confident in Eric Spoelstra. I know he can get this team together in the second half of the season. And I fully believe, you guys, that fully healthy, when Jimmy Butler's on his you-know-what, this Miami Heat team is hard to stop. Now, Jimmy Butler this year, you guys, is 34th year in age. I don't think he's having a bad year. He's played 37 games out of 55, so he's missed 18 so far. You have 21.4 points, 5.5 rebounds, almost 5 assists, 1.3 steals, the lowest of his career, I believe. Sorry, guys. One of the lowest of his career, I believe. So, yeah, you're seeing his numbers dwindle down a little bit, and you're going to continue to see that moving forward. But one thing about Jimmy Butler, he is still one of the best playoff performers in the NBA, probably the best, but he's also one of the best on-ball stoppers in the NBA. So once Jimmy Butler starts to dwindle down on his prime, look for guys like Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, and Jaime Jaquez to step up. Because eventually, what Jimmy Butler is going to be is our premier wing defender player. And you're going to have other guys step up on the offensive end. That's going to be after next season moving forward, once Jimmy Butler hits 35, 36. But the great thing about that, you guys, Jimmy Butler is still going to be at an age where he's going to be productive. So starting next season, you may see guys like Terry Rozier and Tyler Hero take the full reins on the offense. But that's going to allow Jimmy Butler to focus on the wing defense, and then when it comes to fourth quarter time, he can unleash Hemi mode. Now, another thing that this Miami Heat roster needs to look into is after this year, the offseason. Even if we do win the NBA championship, you have to continue to upgrade your roster. You know where the hole is. You know that we could really use a 6'10" to 7-foot power forward that can space the floor and hit the three. That is one thing the Miami Heat, I believe, needs to focus on the offseason, because you don't know what's going to happen with Kevin Love. And yes, Nikola Jovic is your next Kevin Love, but you can definitely use somebody there that can provide that as well, my opinion. So, like I said, next season you can start to see the decline of Hemi. But let's not worry about the next year, you guys. Let's focus on what we control, what we can control, and that's just living in the moment. Being present. This Miami Heat squad come April are going to do some damage. 27 games left in the season. Jimmy Butler has had a break for over 2 weeks. When he comes back, I believe we're going to see a different Jimmy Butler. Because now it's not about who's going to make the All-Star game. It's not about all NBAs for Jimmy. The All-Star weekend is over. He doesn't have to worry about if he performs well, he's going to get chosen. I mean, that's a dumb little reason, but you don't know. You never know, you guys. That probably may be a reason. Jimmy may think, as long as we stay afloat, stay at the top 8 by the first half of the season, come second half, I'm going to dominate. You don't know. Maybe that's what we may see. Maybe not. But we need to see this team get better acclimated. I need to see Terry Rozier step up and take the reins. I need to see the right starting unit out there together. There's a lot of questions with this Miami Heat roster, but one thing I'll tell you guys, we can win it all. We can do it. Last season, we were injured, we were depleted, and we made the NBA Finals. If we're fully healthy this season, with Jimmy, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo working together cohesively, with your new players like Jaime Jaquez, Josh Richardson, if Nikola Jovic is able to step up, if Caleb Martin can do what he did last season, if Kevin Love can show you those great stretches during the season, he can do it in the playoffs. If Duncan Robinson continues to be lights out, ladies and gentlemen, this Miami Heat roster can win the 2024 championship. So for those that saying we can't, don't believe me, just watch. Let me know what you think in the comments, Heat fans. Do you believe that this is the year for the Miami Heat? Do you believe that this is the year we put that next year up in that banner? It's been 10 years since LeBron's left us. The curses hit us hard, but I believe this is the year. 10 years later, full circle, the Miami Heat's going to do it. And do you guys believe that this is the last year that we're going to see Jimmy and Hemi mode? I don't think so, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, you guys. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 4,000 subscribers, and I need you guys' help to get there. But before we close off, one more reminder, you guys. My band Soulful, SOFL. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify, all music platforms. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for the love and support. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said.